It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
It's NBA basketball on 2K Sports. We're glad you could join us on this exciting Friday night matchup. Kevin Harlan here along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Well, it was the Toronto Raptors winning their last game against the Timberwolves. Guys, kind of the battle there. They pulled out a 4-point win, though.
And what an outstanding win it was. I mean, to get it the way they did in overtime made it that much sweeter.
And I think most fans thought that once they couldn't win it in regulation, they had missed their opportunity. And overtime wasn't going. Going to go their way, but I tell you what, you got to give them credit for pulling it out.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Of Lowry and DeRozan are the guards. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle, and it's Carroll in at the 3 slot. So it's Chicago now, following the miss by DeRozan. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and you'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
Chicago shooting their first foul shots of the night here. He hits both from the stripe.
That's a familiar sight. He hardly ever wastes his chances at the line. Cashes in regularly.
Outside Lowry. It's stolen. Here's lights out. Lowry covering. It's stolen by Valanciunas. The 9-foot shot. The shot is off. Now Chicago takes it the other way. Coming into this having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
And even in hostile territory, as they were that day, they had no jitters at all. I mean, the confidence kept growing as the shots kept falling.
And they were falling big time. I mean, from the top to the bottom of that roster, everybody was locked, loaded, and spraying jumpers.
First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone.
And for Kyle Lowry, last season was full of milestones. First, he signs the big contract extension for 4 years. Then he earns his first ever All-Star selection. Unfortunately, he didn't finish as strong with the postseason, but a terrific year.
That's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Patterson defending. Cannot hit. And Toronto will go the other way with it.
Yeah, early on, 3 misses to open the game. Their offense right now still trying to find its way.
And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Valanciunas. He had 19 points in the win against Minnesota.
And he was terrific in that game defensively as well, blocking 4 shots on the night.
For Chicago, they've gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Patterson defending. And the rejection by Valanciunas.
Boy, after the first 3 misses, I thought they'd get one here, but they still can't.
Ball's knocked loose. Here's Champ, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
For Toronto. They've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Screened by Valanciunas. On the wing, DeRozan. The 3. DeRozan can't get that one to fall. For Chicago, they've gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Well, among the centers and power forwards of the NBA, these are the players with the softest touch around the bucket. Some terrific shooting percentages for the big men. Jonas Valanciunas, 3rd.
And most of the guys on that list have that unique combination of power and finesse. I mean, a very physical presence with an equally soft touch.
Yeah, and you've got to have a mix of options if you're going to shoot a high percentage like these guys do. You've got to be able to establish good position, and then you've got to have a nice feel around the bucket with both hands.
Knocked loose. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. And he gets it to go. He's got 6. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Chicago.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And the other thing they've done well is they've run the shooters off their sweet spots. They've really closed out well and forced them to put the basketball on the floor. And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Chicago leading. Patterson defending. That one drops for his 2nd bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
Yeah, strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
DeRozan with it. Turned in an outstanding game against Minnesota. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. DeRozan's got his first 2 points. And one thing about DeMar DeRozan, such sweet mid-range jump shooting accuracy. It was his bread and butter in college, and Greg, the same here in the pros.
And he gets tremendous lift going up, really squares himself to the rim and releases it quickly. Almost an impossible shot to defend.
Now here is Lowry. He's coming off a 13-point game against Minnesota.
And was a force on the defensive side as well. 4 steals over the course of that game.
For Chicago, they've gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter.
You know, you look at DeRozan. I mean, he wants to expand his game. He's been working on a 3-point shot, but hit only 28% from behind the arc last season. That's not going to help you win on the biggest stages.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And speaking of DeRozan, if he wants to expand his game, I think he should actually take it further inside than outside. He has the size, the strength, the leaping ability to succeed at the rim, and that could improve his field goal accuracy, which at 41% is much more a product of shot selection than his ability to make shots.
Patterson defending. No good. Nice D from Valanciunas. Raptors with the lead. Outside Lowry. Screen by Valanciunas. And DeRozan kicks to Valanciunas. Puts up the baby hook. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Patterson defending. And DeMar DeRozan, the star for this Toronto Raptors team, he said he wants to bring them. Let's face it, it's never easy for Toronto to get the attention that Clark, the U.S. teams get. That's just a fact of life that even Vince Carter at his best couldn't change.
And, you know, I don't even know if winning a championship would change that. Quite honestly, even if DeMar won the MVP. Just saying.
Number 6.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And taking a look here at the Raptors' performance here, guys. What have they been doing or not doing, in your opinion?
I tell you what, defensively, they have been in tune with one another as intense as I've seen.
Yeah, nice job helping out on the rotations and drives, doing really good work at the defensive end.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So for Chicago right now, we've got Mirotic, lights out there with Clutch. Then there's Champ.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
Boy, he had a nice look at it after drawing the foul. Boy, it would have been nice to get an and one there.
And the Raptors shooting has been beyond great up until now. How about 57% from the field overall? And DeRozan kicks to Powell. Screened by Valanciunas. Outside DeRozan. Shot clock at 5. And it's blocked. And they're able to recover. There's the bucket. Good. Valanciunas has got the lead up to 3 now for Toronto.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Here's Beyond Ball.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Derrick Rose is checked in for Chicago.
Now into the lineup for your Chicago team. Derrick Rose.
Here's lights out. Bianco with the block. But they'll get another chance. Champ. He nails it. And we're tied up. Champ's got 5 now.
Guys, you just can't imagine how difficult it is to hit a shot that deep. Man, that was as sweet as honey.
And I was looking over at the opposing bench. They couldn't believe it either.
Here's the screen. Here's DeRozan, and they come right back with their own three-pointer.
This dude's not a shooter.
DeRozan's got the lead, back up to 3 now for the Raptors. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter.
Dude, is anyone gonna get open? Dude.
To the inside, and he takes.
Hit that. Hold on. Got it.
Very nice feed.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
Here's Valanciunas, and he gets that one to go off the front iron. Valanciunas has got 4 this quarter. Chicago trails by 3. Joseph with the rebound.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
They set the pick. Up top, Valanciunas. There's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
That is just beautiful.
And that's a punch to the jaw. This game as tight as it can be, and he pulls something off that we might not even see in the All-Star game, Kevin.
But, Clark, I don't know that he planned it out too far in advance. That was one of those things that just happened.
I think it was premeditated.
I really don't. I think that he's one of those guys that just plays off of instinct, and they don't mind him making those kinds of plays, even in a close game.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. Covered by Biyombo. Biyombo with the block. And he recovers it. Here's Butler. Gets it to go from 18 feet away.
The offense has a better flow, and it actually looks better here in the second quarter.
It does. They're playing with a little bit more bounce in their step and trying to close this gap.
There's a screen. Powell kicks to DeRozan. Offensive rebound.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Takes a 3. Second chance shot. From deep. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Now just a 1-point Toronto lead.
And, obviously, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
Well, Greg, you've played. You envision yourself as a coach as well. So, sometimes you need to make some adjustments.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Patterson, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Damari Carroll comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Lowry in for Powell. The pass to Champ. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago.
That's it.
Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And it's Butler with the jam.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And, guys, anytime it's real tight, you're looking for something that could be potentially a momentum builder. And that's exactly what that play looks to be.
41 seconds left now here in the second. Outside Lowry. Feeds to Carroll. This one for 3. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Last time they met was in Toronto, where they beat the Raptors.
Yeah, and the last time they faced off, really an easy win. They put together a pretty complete game, but their edge on the glass, for me, still stands out.
Yeah, I agree with you. The numbers shout loud and strong. I mean, a major edge for them clearing the backboards, and that was the difference on the scoreboard, too.
And it's Lowry penetrating.
11
11 feet away, and it's blocked, but he gets it back. Here's Patterson. Drops one in from the wing. Patterson's got his second basket. Guys, 7 times the lead has changed hands here now.
And we still aren't halfway through this contest.
And a pretty tightly contested game here.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
I would call Valanciunas putting in some incredible work. He had 20 points, 5 rebounds. All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third.
Some good play from Valanciunas in this one. He has 20 points and a block.
And if I had to pick what he's done best today, I'd probably lean towards the offensive performance.
Well, just to be a contrarian, I'm going to go to the other side because he's been just as impressive, I think, at the defensive end.
So for Toronto right now, Lowry and DeRozan are the guard tandem. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Carroll in at the 3. Back to Butler. It's deflected.
Wow.
It's stolen by DeRozan. He kicks to Lowry. To the paint. Here's Patterson. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Patterson's got 6.
This has been a thriller. You cannot say enough about the way these two teams have competed.
All indications, Greg, are that this game is going down to the wire. I mean, I'd be surprised, actually shocked, if it ended any other way.
And it's DeRozan missing.
Not really necessary with nobody on you. I mean, why put yourself off balance on that shot when you're wide open?
Goes back up. He lays it in. And Chicago leads by 1. And Clark, as we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, exactly right, Kevin. I mean, these teams just simply keep trading baskets and as a result, trading the lead.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
And Valanciunas penetrating. He makes his 10th basket of the night from the field. He has missed on 3 this game only.
Boy, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
Takes the turnaround J. No good. Now Toronto takes it the other way. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Kicks it to Patterson. And the layup is good. And it's a 3-point Raptor lead.
Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively. Gotten good looks, and they've made 3 out of 4 of them.
Guarded by Valanciunas. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's on Jonas Valanciunas.
Wow, he got whacked on that, which shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
Terrence Ross is checked in for DeMarre Carroll. The Raptors have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. Valanciunas sets a screen for DeRozan. There's the dish to Valanciunas. And he gets it to go. Valanciunas has got 24 points.
Sensational pass. Even in mid-shot, he still saw the open man.
Outside DeRozan. Dishes it to Ross. Outside Lowry. Passes it to DeRozan. 4 on the clock. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. An opportunity here to bring up a list of players that have been carrying their teams offensively for the last 10 games. The highest scoring small forwards in the league. Well, you look at Champ, 3rd in the league. He typically dominates out there. He can seemingly score at will. And, of course, Clutch, someone else that knows how to score. A great season for him.
I mean, tremendously gifted athletically. I mean, we're used to seeing that at that spot on the floor, and they pretty much all give astonishing individual performances on any given night.
Well, we know the small forward spot is where the bulk of the scoring load rests on most teams. I mean, those players on that list always come through in the scoring department. These guys pack a lot of firepower.
Raptors have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
DeMar DeRozan taking 2 shots.
And so he hits both. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
And it's Chicago with the rebound.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
He's guarded by Ross. Out to the wing. There's some nice ball movement here by Chicago. They now take the lead. He has 30.
And for Jimmy Butler, so much improvement over his young career, especially as a shooter. His rookie year, he shot just 18% from three. Last season, he shot 38% from there.
For Chicago, they've gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Toronto trailing. 1:11 left to play in the third. And there's the feed to DeRozan. The three-pointer off the mark. Well, Chicago's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Count that once. 6 points for Clutch.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Lowry kicks to Biyombo. It's blocked, and they're able to recover. And with that, the Chicago lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Patterson. For Chicago, they've gone 6 of 10 from the field in the third quarter. Covered by Biyombo. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Tipped away. Outside for Lowry. Bangs home the trifecta.
For 3.
5 seconds left to play here in the third.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. Here's Lowry. We've got lights out. Champ out there with Clutch. Then there's Jimmy Butler. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
And this has really been a well-played game up to this point. And you know what? I bet it stays that way until the end.
I certainly hope so. I mean, it's been a terrific contest, and there's nothing like a pair of teams just balling out the way they have been.
Pass to Carroll. He dishes it to Joseph. To the left side wing. Lowry kicks to Carroll. Clock at 6. Joseph, the pass to Biyombo. That's good. And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Yeah, and actually still too close to call. I mean, this one is tight.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
Butler on the wing. Guarded by Valanciunas.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Heads up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done.
Pass to Joseph. There's a good screen. Right side Lowry. Stripped away. The pass to Champ. Here's lights out and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Toronto.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
Yeah, but don't forget about their points in the paint, because those have been big.
Good on both. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Lowry up top. Chicago grabs the miss. Champ's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Clutch. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
Nothing too fancy, just simple execution. That's getting the job done when they need to make every possession count.
Completely agree with that, Clark. They need stops and really can't afford any wasted possessions. Those inside shots are nice, high-percentage looks.
Looking at the numbers for Biyombo, he has 8 points, and he's been a brick wall today with all those blocks.
You got that right. He's giving them serious doubts about bringing the ball to the rim.
And Biyombo drops them both. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Guarded by Valanciunas. And it's Kyle Lowry with the rebound. The Raptors have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Carroll kicks to Biyombo. And he gets it to go. Biyombo's got 6 in the quarter.
It's as if the defenses have just given up.
Yeah, you know, the pace has only picked up the deeper we've gotten into this game, which is... Woo. How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. No good from Valanciunas. For Chicago, they've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got his 6th rebound on the night. To the middle. Here's Biyombo. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. And the Raptors with some changes. Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Biyombo. And it's DeRozan in for Corey Joseph. Carroll kicks to Patterson. Raptors moving the ball around. No one covering. And the Raptors lead by 1.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Guarded by Valanciunas. That's a 2 from Butler. Again, Chicago.
And how about the execution, really when it matters most? He knew he had the height advantage and just got the job done. No need to pass in that situation.
Here's Lowry. He feeds it to DeRozan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. 9 points for DeMar DeRozan. Boy, right down to the wire here, Clark. Still anyone's ball game.
Both teams really invested now. I mean, this is the type of game you love to win, and you'd hate to lose it.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, both teams still hungry for the win. One made 3 for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
1:41 left here in the fourth quarter. And it's good. 10 points for Clutch.
Big time bucket there, and you can expect to see him stay very involved the rest of the way. Yeah, it looks like he saw some things out there that need to be adjusted, and it's going to take a break here and talk it over.
Hey, you know, coaches sometimes need a break in the action to rethink and retool a bit. Anytime you're in that situation, it makes sense to use the timeout.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Yes, Kevin. Dwayne Casey was just going over the plan with his team. He talked mainly about giving them a different look defensively and dropping more bodies into the paint, saying, listen, they're eating us up on the inside, and we need to do whatever it takes to stop it. Guys, back to you.
And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Chicago?
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
They have, but you also can't overlook how well they defended the rim, as they've challenged every shot and also gotten quite a few blocks as well.
Rosen dishes to Carroll. Outside Lowry. Down low. Valanciunas.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Valanciunas.
Chicago team ball.
1:09 left in the fourth quarter. Shot clock at 6. Shots good from Butler. Butler's got 4 points now in the quarter.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
And really, there is no resistance defensively right now. It is just far too easy.
And DeRozan, here we go. All alone. Count it. And that shot brings them to within just 1.
What a bucket at one of the more crucial moments of the game.
How about the cool, collected way in which he delivered it? Clutch.
Oh, wow.
It's a beautiful jam. Putting on a show for these people.
I cannot believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Are you kidding me?
I'll tell you what, Mama always said, if you got it, flaunt it.
Let it fly. Let it fly.
Mama said that, huh?
Boy, right now they're just getting a fantastic effort from Kyle Lowry.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, you got the lead. Burn some clock here.
Smart move.
Yep. They do have a foul to give here.
And you might see them use it at some point.
And the Raptors call time here. They're down by 3. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And you know what? You got a couple options here. You can take the 3 to tie it or get the quick 2 and then a foul.
And, you know, if it opens up for them inside, the quick 2 would be the way I would lean, Greg. But the foul has to come immediately after that.
Feeds it to Patterson. DeRozan in the corner. It falls! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game. And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure, it's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
That's his first personal foul. At the line.
He drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2.
At the line for 2.
And so he drops them both. It's a 3-point game.
And the perfect time to be perfect at the line. Only a 3 can tie it now.
And so the big win by Chicago in a tight game. What a show they put on here at home tonight.
Tremendous work all the way down to the... We were just wondering what would happen.
Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Jordan, player of the game. He put up a new season high tonight, and if he keeps shooting like he did tonight before the season's over, he might top it. A big key to his team's victory here.
He flat out dominated. I mean, you see the kind of plays he was making all over the court. This is the game, no matter who they put on him, he wasn't going to be denied. His offensive power was in full effect.
I don't know what got into him tonight. Whew. He caught the scoring bug and was just pouring it in the paint. That's the kind of offense he's capable of delivering when he sets his mind to it.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.